Hello, Tim O'Kelly here. I'm putting this video together just real quick on one of my favorite topics, and it's called integrity. Now, I know, as I say, one of my favorite topics, there's probably, if you're going to search all these videos, there might be 10, 15 different videos all on integrity because there's so much to it. Okay, but there's one specific area that I want to take on in this video. So before I jump right into it, just a little bit about myself. Started this work, personal development, in 1988. Found out in 1988 my integrity was suffering. I would say yes to a lot of people, a lot of things, and then when it came time to do it, I couldn't do it. Broke my word over and over and over and never connected how that affected my results. And that's when I began in 1988 to start working on integrity. So this specific part of it right here is how to have integrity go up even if you break your word. Okay? Now, there's going to be another video on the whole idea of keeping your word. That's one of the 5 pillars, I believe, to being very successful. That's a program that we've created, the 5 pillars of being extremely successful in every area. There are 5 of them. One of them is integrity. And you know, Warren Buffett says this. There's only 3 things he looks for when he hires an employee. 1, intelligence. 1 is integrity. And 1 is energy. And he always says this. If they don't have integrity, the other 2 will kill them. Think about that. If we don't have integrity, but we got intelligence and energy, can it kill it? Yes. Okay, so integrity. It's very simple. This part of it is to give your word and then keep it. Let me say it again. It's very simple. Give your word. You tell your daughter you're going to pick her up from school at 3 o'clock. Then basically what your whole life is, all you've got to do is keep that agreement. You do that throughout the day. Your self-esteem goes up. Your courage goes up. Your confidence goes up. Your self-worth goes up. You say you'll pick her up at 3 and you get there whenever you can. All of that goodness and all that yummy stuff goes the opposite direction. So you're the one in control of that self-esteem. You're the one in control of your personal power. And this is one way that we screw ourselves up, is not connect my relationship with my word to my results. So if you say you're going to pick her up at 3 and you're willing to state that, then what this all is about you be there at 3. My recommendation, a couple of minutes before. Just think about that. You do that, you feel good. You don't do it, you don't feel good, and we do our best to cover it up. Our energy drains, our drive drains. Okay, so to give your word and to keep it. Now, the main part of what I want to talk about this is, okay, if you're working on that, you're studying the pillar, right, the integrity pillar, but then you break your word, which, you know what, you're going to, and I'm going to. But by studying these pillars and studying all this, maybe it's a lot less. But how can you keep your integrity up? How can you keep your worth up in the presence of a broken agreement? And there's really one way to do it. And you'll see very few people in the world do this. If you take this on, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb, which I hope you're willing to do. Because there's only a handful of people that are really successful. There's only a handful of people that really are financially free. And all those people are just doing things different than what the masses do. So when you hear that you're going to stand out, I hope you're excited about that. Because you are going to stand out because most people won't do this. And that is, when you give your word, and if you do break it, operate from pillar number 1, which is responsible. Now, of course, in that program that we have, the 5 pillars, I'm going to go much more into depth. But right now, what I mean by responsible is acknowledge it. Just think about that for a moment. To show up 5 minutes after 3 to pick up your daughter. She's going to be excited that you're there. I got that. She's going to know that you're late too. But when we ignore it and we don't bring it up, it says a lot about our character. It says, I don't want to look bad. I don't want to be wrong. So I'm not going to say anything about it. And then we got that agenda between us, and then the relationship can actually suffer because of that. So it's very simple. Not deny it, not ignore it. And then don't do this one either. I've done this for a long time. Pull up and go, I feel so bad. I'm late. That's all manipulation. Because all we're looking for them to do is go, oh no, don't worry about it. It's okay. Oh good, I'm off the hook. Don't use that one either, all right? That doesn't help our self-esteem at all. So it is to acknowledge it. You know what, honey? I said I was going to be here at 3 o'clock. I want to acknowledge it's 5 after. I broke my word with you. What? What does she know about me? Yes, she knows I'm not perfect. But one thing she knows, by me willing to do that, is my word matters. Do you want to be with someone like that? Do you want to be with someone whose word matters? Versus they sweep it under the carpet, they don't talk about it. That shows a lot about their character. It shows a lot about yours and mine. Okay, so to acknowledge it, say, you got a business meeting. Okay, some of you getting into the business world, man, this is critical. This is one of the quickest ways to the top, because very few people will do this. If for some reason you're not able to keep that agreement of 3 o'clock meeting at a restaurant, a boss, or even just another coworker, whatever, say you make that appointment at 3 o'clock, say you don't have your cell phone on you, you cannot renegotiate, and you're 5 minutes late. It's the same thing. To walk in and instead of just going, hey, it's good to see you, let's talk. That agenda can stop an opportunity in business. They know you're late, you know you're late, but no one's going to talk about it, no one's going to bring it up, and I tell you what, that's normal. That's normal, and I hope you don't want to be normal, because normal in this country is broke, normal in this country is tired, normal in this broke, normal in this country is overweight, sick. That's what's normal. This is about going way beyond normal. And so that would be walk in and be a man, be a woman, look into their eyes and acknowledge it. I said I was going to be here at 3 o'clock, and I am late. I broke my word with you. Versus, I was driving and traffic was bad. I was at the office. I had to work late. All the excuses. Again, if you give excuses, what are you about? What you're about is not looking bad. You want to put it on somebody else. You want to put it on the traffic. You want to put, and yes, was traffic bad? Yes, was traffic bad enough to, but you don't have to bring it up. You do not have to bring it up. Why bring it up? It's to make you look better. This right here is the strongest thing you can do. Acknowledge it, and then what? Recommit. 2 stages, that's it. Acknowledge it, and then get your butt back up on an agreement. So how are you going to do that? Go, I'm not going to tell you the words to use. You'll know them. Is if we do have another meeting, if you're willing to have another meeting with me, I commit to you being 10 minutes early. I commit to having a table. I commit to having iced teas on the table when you get there. It doesn't matter whatever you're willing to commit to, but commit. Get your butt back up there on the line, and now you're back in integrity. And I tell you what, that next meeting, you better be there early, and you better have iced teas on the table. You tell your lady you're going to pick her up at 7 o'clock, you show up 10 minutes late. You say, you know what? I broke my word with you. I said I'll be here at 7 o'clock. She knows that you're a man of integrity or a woman of integrity. That matters in relationships versus hiding it, not talking about it. Now then, the second part, remember, is now make another commitment. If you will go out with me again, I promise. I'm going to be sitting on this curb 10 minutes early, and I'll have a big, you want red wine or white wine? I'm going to have a big bottle of red or white wine waiting for you. And I'm going to ring that doorbell at 7 o'clock. I tell you what, that next day, you know she or he is going to look out that window at 10 till, and what's going to happen when they see you sitting out there with a big bottle of wine? That's the basis of a great relationship. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing somebody that your word matters. You are your word, and it matters. And yes, is it comfortable? No. Being successful is not always comfortable. So practice it. 2 stages, again. Acknowledge it and make another commitment. Thanks for checking this out, and please check all the other ones out. I wish you the most success in your life. Thank you.